Hello, so welcome to this tutorial where I am going to show you how it's done. I'm going to show you how the animation factory works. So, what are we going to try and recreate? We're going to try and create something like this. This iconic scene from the Matrix. Not this part, but rather this part over here. This. Oh, that's it. So generally, what I'm going to try to do, and I'm going to try to recreate that as quickly as possible, because the animation factory is all about creating scenes quickly. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Now, once you are on the animation factory, you could come here and download the assets you need. Yeah, so once you download the assets that you need, you just open them up. Here I have a CT file that I have downloaded from the animation factory. This is a ready, I call it ready CT. So this is how it looks like when rendered. So that's the whole idea with the animation factory. It's all about scenes that are ready, scenes that are ready. I mean, you just put things together. So here I also have characters. These characters are, I also created them using the techniques from the animation factory. Unfortunately, this is a very, very heavy scene. That is the unfortunate thing about this. So it's very heavy to the point that I'm going to struggle a bit, because I have a heavy scene opened. I have screen recorder running. So yeah, so that's the whole idea of the animation factory. So you have that scene over here. So as you can see, these people are like almost at the very center. So with my two characters here, I have this guy. This guy is going to be the Neo guy. The one who's going to be doing the bullet dodging, and then the other one over here, this one is going to be the enemy character. The one is going to be doing the shooting. And unfortunately, I don't have I'm lazy. I don't have the the gun model. So since this guy is the character, I'll make him shoot with his hands. So yeah. So essentially, what do I do? I want this character to do that dodging. So what do? I just import the character. I mean the animation. So once also you come here to the animation factory, there are files that contain only just animation data. So you download those files, and once you download those files, all you have to do is come here, file, append, and then you come here, file, append, and then you select that file. As I have one of those called gesture actions. So I select the file of gesture actions, and I come here to the part of action. I select that. As you can see, there are different actions. I'm going to select the Matrix iconic bullet dodging. So yeah, I'm going to select that, and I'm going to append. So once I append, I select this bastard over here, the one I want to do the action. I'll come here to the animation panel. I'll press delete on my keyboard so that I go straight to that character. So here I am. I'll come here to action editor and I will select that action. Yeah, as you can see, the action oh god. Alright, so I fixed something. Unfortunately, that action is actually an action whereby it uses the IKA. I need to fix this problem here. It uses the the FK versions of the model, and I had the models on IK. So yeah. So here we go. I'm going to try and play this and see how it goes. I'm going to try and do this, have this character alone. Alright, so I'm going to select, press G to move this action forward till the point where I think it's desirable. Well, I'm doing this very quickly. As you can hear from my voice, I sound very tired. But I'm doing this very quickly. Show you how things are done quickly using techniques from the animation factory. So yeah, this guy is going to casually, dodge some bullets. All right. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? So let's try and put things back together. As you can see, now since this guy is rotated in the other direction, I'm going to rotate this guy back. I'm going to press R Z. Since this action is not affecting this object in object mode, there we go. Good. Yeah. Would you look at that? Now, I'll come to this other character over here. Press delete to go straight to the character. And I'll just pose this character. Going to switch to IK. By the way, what I'm doing here, I totally explain in the animation course. So yeah. Well, look what we have here. The scene is progressing. I'm going to save it. And yeah, essentially that's it. I just finished creating a scene, a very beautiful one. And so I'm going to try and animate the camera. One thing that I'll try to do is emulate this circular like camera movement. So how am I going to do that? Let's do it. So I'm going to add a cycle. Okay. I'm going to take this cycle. I'm going to position it at the center. I'm going to make sure that the center is actually the center of my focus, which is this Neo guy. So I need to get a better view so that I make sure I get this right. So all right, I'm also going to scale down the cycle. Yep, somewhere right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to also select the camera, but oops, I was supposed to select this one. Yeah, the last. I mean the cycle. I will select the cycle last, and then I'm going to press Control P to parent them. Yeah, there we go. So essentially, what happens when I select this cycle? Come on, cycle. And then I press RZ, which is rotating Z axis. I want you to notice on the camera here how things are going. So look, if I rotate, So yeah, you can see the camera is also rotating. It is rotating in a very perfect cycle around the center of the cycle. So all I'll do now is I'll pull down the camera. Yep, I'm going to try and position that. And another thing I can also do is change the focal length. Let's try 35. Change this to normal and let's see if I rotate. Wow, almost the same, almost the same, almost the same. So yeah, I think I have the angle that I'm looking for, which happens to be when I press Control up. Yeah, something like this. Maybe I will need to rotate this, pressing RX. I pressed RX twice. I mean X twice on the keyboard. It will rotate on the X normal axis, and yeah. So I think now I need to fix this. I can see here that the character's legs are already inside. The character's legs are inside the flow. Let me go and fix that. Well, there is one quite difference between this animation data and the one we've seen in the example. This character reaches a point where he is actually floating, as you can see here, which I think is different from what we have here, as this guy always has his feet on the ground. So yeah, we're almost done. Now, one thing I will try to add is the bullets. And let me just, I'm going to change here to frame dropping so that this animation can play in an almost real time. It will try its best to play in real time. I want to get the feeling of the motion. So that, yeah, so there it goes. So it's not quite, it's not a slow animation, it's a fast animation. Yep. So the difference between this animation and this one, I guess this one is slower. Yeah, this one most definitely is slower. So how do I do that? How do I fix this? I come here to I select this thing called NLA editor, and then once I am on the NLA editor, I press this thing here called push action down onto the NLA stack as a new strip. Boom. Once I have this action here selected, I'll press N on the keyboard. Once I press N, I will go to scale. Here on scale, I'll set it to 2. Let me see how it works when I set it to 2. Yep, okay. I think I'll set it to 3. And then, okay, it's going to crash. Okay, then I'm going to press G, and then I'm going to like grab it, push it back a bit. I need to make sure it happens here. Yeah, let me see. So essentially what I have done is somehow slowed down the animation, I guess. I'm going to make it start from here. Yeah. I think it's not slow enough. So how about 5? Yeah. I think maybe now it's much more spectacular. Yes. Yeah, it's spectacular now, but it might require more time, and I don't want it to be too long because I don't want to spend the rest of my life rendering this. So yeah, there we go. Though there is a part where it glitches somehow. Right there. But I'm going to press G on the keyboard and try to drag it. I think I'll start about there. So that's it. That's what I just did. Now, what are we going to do else? We want to create the bullet. But since I am lazy, I'm not going to create the bullet. I mean, not here. I will try and do it in another pass, just in case I do make mistakes. But as for now, I can say this animation is pretty much done. So that is how easy it is to create animations with the Animation Factory. I know, somebody will be like, what? It took that long. I thought it would be a piece of cake. Well, haters cannot be, I mean, beggars cannot be choosy. Another thing is that I am using a plugin that will be found inside this membership site. It's called Light 'em Up. Essentially, it's just a plugin that has created the sky. So it's a plugin that has created the sky. So I'm trying to give you a preview of what is happening. Well, the preview is taking forever. I'll just disable that. I'll just show it to you once it's done rendering. Though, oh my god, I am forgetting one very important part. I'm sorry, but I haven't animated the camera. So I showed you how to set up the camera for animation, but I haven't animated it, in fact. So what you actually do, once you come here, you select the cycle. You just start on the first frame. Oh, you can just start on the negative frame. But, start on the first frame. We'll press this button here. Then we'll press R, Z, and then just move it a bit. And then we'll come to somewhere around, let's say, here. Let's say here. And then I'll press rotate Z axis. Let me see, what direction should I go? Well, I'm going in this direction. Well, I think around somewhere there. Yep, I think that will do the trick. And then one thing that I will do is also select the camera. And I will be animating this camera too. So those two motions will happen at the same time. So I'll just click this arrow. Since I already have this thing set here, it will put a keyframe. And I'll just be looking at here and see what part should I move this camera. So maybe around here, I'll set it to normal. Maybe I'll just go in a bit. And maybe around here, we'll go out a bit. Maybe something like that. Something like that. I will save. So let's try to play that and see how it goes. Going to press Ctrl up to come to this part. Press Alt A. Let's see how it's going to be. Well, it's kind of sexy, if you ask me. Well, so that's it. I will try to render this and hopefully show it to you. But I hate rendering, and I don't think I will have the patience, but let's find out.